Welcome back to NBA Cinema, man. So look, we got to talk about Kendrick Perkins on today as he was talking to Tony Allen and Zebo about losing friendships while working in media. And I find that ironic. You remember, back in the day, the way some of the players used to talk about media, guys who's never played the game. They always got these opinions. And now it's funny because you're seeing people like KD go at Big Perk, people who's played in the NBA. You also see that for a lot of athletes, their second career is to go in some type of broadcast and talk about the game. They love to be around the game in one way, shape, form, or fashion. So we're seeing them transition into that, whether it be podcasting or on television or a little bit of both. We're seeing that. Melo has come under scrutiny recently because he allowed Stephen A. Smith to come on his platform and speak about LeBron James. And what happened with LeBron was way back in March, I believe. And now it's October, and he's still talking about it. And people were like, wait, Melo, that's your man. Why you allow him to come up there and spew those type of things? So we're about to get into this, man. Let's check it out.
Hey, look, let me say this. We have to stop. We have to stop. As the media and everybody else shining the light on Bronny, because it's other players that are that deserve our attention, right? The lottery guys, the guys that are actually that are going to get drafted in the first round. Like, we're talking about a guy, a young man, that's possibly going to go late second round or not getting drafted at all. I've never, in my 4 years of working here, I've never sat on the table where we're talking about a second round pick.
But this is LeBron James' son, and that is a legitimate storyline that one of the greatest of all times has a son trying to play in the NBA at the same time.
And you have to give Bronny credit for actually trying to say the right things, showing up in the right places. And at the end of the day,
and by the way, I like seeing LeBron in the stands as a proud dad.
Look, I want Bronny to be successful.
I think all of us do.
But I'm I'm also being a realist here. $47 million or $48 million a year, being one of the highest paid guys in the league, to actually playing for a veteran minimum if he don't show the rest of the NBA that he's willing to sacrifice, that he's willing to put his pride aside, that he's willing to take a lesser role. If Russell Westbrook could come out and be efficient, take a lesser role, put his pride aside, then guess what? He's going to extend his future. He's going to get a bigger payday than a veteran minimum. But if not, he's treading in deep waters. And look, Russell Westbrook could possibly be out the league if he's not careful and not put his pride aside. Every single team doesn't mean your best player is the leader. Hell, when I was with Oklahoma City Thunder, it wasn't KD, it wasn't Russ, it wasn't James. I was the one leading, along with Nick Collison.
Now, it was more than that with KD, but I just wanted to show you some of the things that he was saying about all three guys before the relationship became non-existent. Now, let's get into what he opened up and said to Tony Allen and Zebo on their podcast.
Man, I lost some friends.
I know,
some real shit. I lost
I read the media.
Russ, KD, Bron. Like, I had to speak on the shit though. You know what I'm saying? And it be hard situations, bro. Like, we talked about the McDonald's game, and like Bron got mad at me because we was talking about Bronny. You know what I'm saying? About the draft. I really didn't want to touch on it because I'm like, bro, first of all, we shouldn't be talking about the 55th pick. Like, I get it, it's his son. But then we get to diving into it, and then next thing you know, sometimes you get that microphone in front of you, or that, you know what I'm saying? It's like, now I got to go all the way there. It's like, man, look, man, we know what it is, man. It been that way. You know, Bronny wasn't supposed to be a McDonald's All-American. You know what I'm saying? I say this, but it's real because in the history of it, we don't know too many people that average 14 points that's a Mickey D's All-American. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't even believe he made All-State in California. I'm not trying to shit on him. I'm keeping it real.
If you speak in basketball history, on the come up with things, you gonna speak on that.
But on the flip side of it, I got a little kid that was in Bronny class that was ranked above Bronny from my hometown in Beaumont named Wesley Yates. You know what I'm saying? He was averaging 30. And as soon as they got a month away to get nominated, Bronny jumped him, but this man averaging 30. He been ranked above him this entire time. I got my whole town mad at me because I ain't speak on that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it be those situations, man.
Yeah, man. So just listening to what Kendrick Perkins is saying right there, I understand when you have to take a stand. It's similar to Barkley had to talk about his friend Michael Jordan. You know, in the media, he had to say Jordan wasn't a good owner when he was with the Hornets, and Perkins was like, "Look, you know, why are we talking about the 55th pick so much? Let's talk about the top guys in the draft. Let's give them their just due, right?" But I mean, again, man, I think Perk, you know, he told the story about why he loyal to Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. got him a big deal at ESPN. These guys are transitioning into their second careers. Yeah, they made good money while they were playing, but you look at somebody like Perk, you know, went out of high school. Now you got a job making what, seven something? He said he had a $700,000 contract, you know, at the time with Stephen A. He probably renegotiated since then, but you know, he was making some decent money and he wasn't playing the game, you know, and Pert wasn't gonna get that anywhere else at the time, you know, and so ESPN, Stephen A, and platforming him like that has taken him to that next level. And Pert, you know, he kind of had to speak the truth about Bronny, you know, because they were calling him a clutch sports guy. I didn't think he could have a negative take on LeBron at one point, but hey, he did. Or just a real take, not necessarily negative. You ain't got to disrespect people, but I didn't think he could tell the truth. Russell Westbrook, I could see some of that in Russell's answers. You know, people asked him about, you know, potentially retiring, and he's like, no. You know, he still feels like he should be contributing and playing a lot of minutes for a team. And I think, you know, that mentality at this point, I think Russ should just stay ready so he won't have to get ready. Just at this juncture of his career. Um, you look at KD. I think it's pretty obvious Kevin Durant is not a leader. Look at everywhere he's been. You know, maybe OKC. People thought he might have just been, you know, he lead with his play style. Russell Westbrook been a demonstrative, talkative leader, but Perk is absolutely 100% on the money. Nick Collison, uh, you know, Kendrick Perkins. I could definitely see them being the leaders on those teams. Nick Collins, you think about him coming under Roy Williams, where he was at Kansas in college. You know, he has that leadership in him. Um, Big Perk, you know, just being with KG, being with those guys, the big three in Boston, he brings that. He brings that toughness. He brings that defensive anchor mentality. So I could definitely see them being. They're talking about the guys who have the locker rooms. Steven Jackson spoke on this, you know, when he was with Golden State. You know what I'm saying? When Baron Davis and all them was together, he said it was him and Matt Barnes was the leaders in the locker room at that time. And your best player absolutely doesn't have to be your leader in the locker room all the time. You know what I'm saying? So uh, I just want to throw that out there. And KD has not been a leader. We saw that in Brooklyn. We saw that uh, in Phoenix. I think we may see it this year, you know, in Houston. They have talent. They started out 0-2. Anybody can start out 0-2. I ain't going to overreact to that. But, you know, I would have loved for this team to have Fred Van Fleet to be the leader. They need that leadership from him. But, yeah, man, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.